Hey friends, it's Josie and welcome back to Two Sisters Homestead. So today we are going to be making beef broth. So to do this, we have purchased a whole cow, and so from that whole cow I told them that I wanted the bone. So that included the bone marrow bones, and I got 2 packages of those. It also includes the beef neck bones. You can eat these, which back in the day I used to eat them, but now I'm just going to use it into my broth. So what I'm going to do is preheat my oven to 400, and I'm going to put all of these bones onto the pan, and I'm going to put salt and pepper on them and put them in the oven just to get them a little browned, and then we will be done and can move on to the next process. So let me find something to open this up with.
Sophia.
Another good option for bones to use is oxtails. That's really good because it can give you that gelatinous broth that a lot of people like, and it's really good broth. Any bone that's high cartilage you can use. There's the knuckles you can use if you have access to that. But this is what I have, and it's just going to be just as good.
Big word, yeah.
So some of these are still a little bit frozen, but it will be fine. Just because we're just making broth out of it. We're not trying to like actually cook it. So let me wash my hands and then we'll salt and pepper them. So now all we're going to do is get some salt and just sprinkle that all over. And then we're going to do the same with the pepper. And I'm only going to do this one side. So now we're just going to put this in the oven for about 30 minutes or so, just until it gets nice and brown, because you do want that color. Okay, so I think my meat has gotten brown enough. So now I'm going to take it out. And then we are going to move this over to our slow cooker, and then I will show you what we need to do. Okay, so we are here, and here's our slow cooker. I'm going to plug it in. You might need to look on your slow cooker because we want this for the temperature to be at about 180. Some people, the 180, for some slow cookers, the 180 is on the warm mode. Some of it is on the low setting. So you might just want to look that up so that you can know, because we really want it to get to that 180 degrees. So what we're going to do is start adding in our bones, and you can see they have browned nicely. If you wanted to, you could have moved these around in your oven and turned them over and stuff like that if you wanted to. However, I really didn't need to, or didn't care to, should I say. So we're just going to add all of our bones in here. We barely fit, but that's okay. So now what I'm going to do is pour water all the way over this to cover it, and then we'll set it to our low setting for 12 hours. So we're just going to add in enough water to try to get it as covered as much as we can. But as you can see, some of these bones are sticking out a bit. Let me see if I can maneuver these. Okay, that's as good as I'm getting it. So I'm just gonna leave it like this because I don't want to add too much, because if it boils, I don't want it to start coming out, and we are gonna have this on for some time. So we want to do this on low for 12 hours. Before that, I almost forgot, I need to add in some apple cider vinegar to help draw the minerals out of the bones so we can have a more nutritious broth. Probably add about 2 to 3 tablespoons because we do have quite a bit in here. And then we're just going to cover this and forget about it for 12 hours. And then whenever it's a 12-hour time, I will bring you back and we will see how it's going. And a fun fact is, if you did not know, you can reuse these bones for another batch of bone broth. So you can use them up to like 3 or 4 times, but depending on how mine look after this, I will most definitely do it one more time. I don't know if I will do it the 3rd time, but it's still really good broth and things like that, unless your bones and stuff start like just disintegrating a little bit, then I would stop there. But you can at least get 2 batches out of these same bones, which I have learned that from Mary's Nest, I believe is her name. I will have to link her channel, or maybe I'll put it across the screen if that's not who I'm talking about. But so yeah, figure that out from her. This is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna let this be for 12 hours and then come back whenever it is ready. Okay, friends, so it's the next morning. I probably started this a little bit too late, but that's okay. I've just had it sitting in here, and it's still pretty warm, which is good. So I'll show you how it looks, and then we will show you the next step. So this is how it looks. And now we are going to start taking the bones out. Okay, so now we are taking these bones out. We're starting with the bone marrow bones. The bone marrow just came out of that one, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out, and then we'll add it into the next one. So now we are going to get to straining this into another bowl. So I'm going to bring y'all on this side. And I have a big bowl here with a small strainer, and then we're going to add this tea towel to it. And then we're just going to start ladling it through the tea towel. If you have like a fat separator, you could put this through the fat separator. I don't. So what we're going to do is strain this, and then we will put it in the fridge. And then after it cools all the way off, we will just scrape the fat off. Okay, friends, so as you can see, this is all strained. It looks really good. You can already see the fat up on top, but I'm going to go ahead and continue to put this in the fridge just so it can solidify and I can take it off easier. And then we'll also be able to see how our beef broth did. Now with our bones, our bone marrow bones look really good still. Our neck bones, the cartilage, looks like it's come out quite a bit. But I think I'm still going to put it back in here and run it one more time. Just to see what it does, and if it doesn't do too well, then I can just toss it. It's just water and these bones I've already used. So that is what we're going to do, but first let me find a lid for this. So I'm just going to set that aside for right now because I will need to find space in my fridge. But now we're going to go ahead and add in these bones back. You could also put vegetables like onions and celery and things of that sort. I didn't just because I don't have too much of that laying around, but you are more than welcome to do that. And usually whenever I make use beef broth, it's usually along with other stuff. Like I don't need the flavor of just beef broth. With the vegetables and stuff, and if I do, then I usually like make beef stew or something. So we're gonna put this in here. I'm gonna put water on it just like I did the first time, and then we're gonna let it go for another 12 hours and come back, and then we'll see together if it worked for a second time. And you can use this just like you would with your tallow. It's the same thing. And so this is our beef broth. So I'm going to just leave this in here. I'm going to put it back in the fridge for a couple more hours. See what it does, see if it'll gel up or not. I don't know if it will. I might leave it over or not, just depending on when I can get back to it. And then I will show you how it turns out. It's another day, but here is the broth. And as you can see, it's very gelatinous, which means it's a really good broth. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get my other one, and I'm going to see how that one is too, which that would be the second batch of the bones. Okay friends, I was able to can my beef broth, which is amazing. I got that done yesterday, and I only got 4 quarts and 1 pint, but that is still better than none, and we were able to use those bones instead of letting them go to waste. Look at his hair. So we got that done, but that is it for the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time.